gamble.
Welcome to your weekly ticket. Last week, sources reported that Captain America, aka Chris Evans, will be returning to the MCU. Reports suggest that Evans would return in at least one Marvel property, with the door open for a second. If Evans was actually eyeing a return to Captain America, he definitely played coy on social media, tweeting out, "News to me," with a shrug emoji. Whatever the plan may be, Steve Rogers returning seems to be a popular idea according to the internet's reaction to the news. Hannah Flint replied saying, "Give the people what they want, a Steve and Peggy rom-com about how they got back together in the past. R-rated. It's also a musical." Brandon Davis BD chimed in with, "Put on the suit." And finally, Billy Eichner weighed in saying, "I'll do it." And David O. Russell has cast nearly everyone in Hollywood in his new film. Deadline reports that Anya Taylor-Joy, Robert De Niro, Mike Myers, Timothy Olyphant, Michael Shannon, and Chris Rock are set to appear. And that's on top of the previous casting announcement of Christian Bale, Margot Robbie, John David Washington, Rami Malek, and Zoe Saldana. While plot details for the untitled film are not yet known, we do know it's an original idea from the 5-time Oscar-nominated writer-director, which will be the director's first film since 2015's Joy. And Brendan Fraser is set to star in Darren Aronofsky's new film The Whale, which will be Fraser's first leading theatrical film role in nearly a decade. The film will also mark Aronofsky's first film since 2017's Mother, his first for A24. The film is based on the 2012 Samuel D. Hunter play of the same name. Set in the Mormon county of Idaho, Fraser will play a 600-pound gay man who can't leave his apartment and is estranged from his teenage daughter, who he attempts to reconnect with. Hunter said, "This story is deeply personal, and I'm very thankful it will have a chance to reach a wider audience. I've been a fan of Darren's ever since I saw Requiem for a Dream when I was a college freshman writing my first plays, and I'm so grateful that he's bringing his singular talent and his vision to this film." Today, we're celebrating the release of The Kid Detective by talking to the film star Adam Brody. Adam, thanks for coming on Weekly Ticket, man.
Thanks for having me.
Now, you've been attached to this film for quite some time. What drew you to the role?
The strength of the writing. Evan Morgan, writer-director. He's just got a very sharp, very funny, very melancholic, unique voice. And then I love the premise. It's a high-concept premise in a low-budget movie, a heightened world. And so it plays with, on one hand, this very Hollywood sort of idea, and on the other hand, low-budget movie and a lot of hidden depth. And it's comedic, it's dramatic, it's just so many things that I really respond to. But mostly, above all, he's just a great writer.
Is it hard to balance that sort of humor with the darker undertones like murder and kidnapping?
Yeah, very much. And in fact, we had a lot of productive clashes throughout the filming of it where, he'd always bring it down and I would always kind of want to play a little and he'd want it more subdued. And I think we ended up kind of in the middle. So, it was a successful collaboration, but it was a constant negotiation.
Is there one scene that you're glad that you got to kind of bring to your level?
Mostly he pulled it to his level, but he won on most of it. And I just thought, well, this movie's going to live or die with the strength of his, choices. Either he's right, or if he's wrong and I'm right, the movie's still not going to be good because he's either got to have it or he doesn't. So I'll mostly acquiesce to him. But,
sure.
There's there's a couple yells that were mine, and I told, even in edits, was like, let's try that, or let's put that one back in. And so the few times I raised my voice, I'm happy that's in there, but mostly he won.
Well, they can release like a yell edition. We'll just do that.
Yeah.
All right, cool. So there's so many detective films out there. What do you think makes a good detective film?
I don't watch them as puzzles necessarily, personally. Some people do. Some people are all about trying to solve. And I want to be surprised at the end. I want to not see it coming. But I don't even have to really follow the how or why of it. Some of my favorite ones I don't understand. But I just think colorful characters. I think you got to have colorful characters, and you got to have danger, and you got to have humor. Mostly, you don't always have to have humor, but I think most of my favorites do. Certainly, some great ones are pretty dead serious. So I guess it depends if it's leaning more comedy or more, the less comedic you are, the more it's going to have to be lean into the strength of the story.
If you thought I was going to let you get away without telling me what some of your favorites are, You got another thing coming. What are your favorites?
Well, Chinatown on one hand. We talked a lot about The Long Goodbye with this movie. We like The Long Goodbye a lot, and that's, dark, but has, real comedic, a lot of comedy in there too. Kiss Kiss Bang Bang has been a favorite for a long time. Yeah. I saw this one a couple years ago, Gemini. I saw it on a plane. It was so good. Small one with, I think, Lola Kirk is her name, and Zoe Kravitz, and I thought it was great. There was another small detective one that I really enjoyed.
A lot of us are spending a lot of time at home. Is there any movie that you've streamed at home that you've particularly enjoyed?
Earlier this year of new movies, I liked The Invisible Man a lot. I thought that was good. It was just like good popcorn. It's like a good Hollywood horror movie. It was neat. This year, honestly, I'd never seen Sound of Music. And now I've seen it like 20 times, partly mostly because my daughter, but also it's like my favorite movie. It's just the best.
Which song from that movie gets stuck in your head the most, would you say?
That's a good question. They rotate on what the crew is singing around my house. Like, it sort of rotates. They're all really, but that's the strength of a good musical, is that they all have their moment. And so I can't say one more than the other.
All right, man. Well, thanks for talking to us.
All right. Appreciate it. Thanks a lot.
Available to watch at home today is The Kid Detective.
So what can I help you with?
Somebody murdered my boyfriend.
Seriously?
Pretty seriously. He was stabbed 17 times.
A once celebrated kid detective continues to solve the same trivial mysteries between hangovers and bouts of self-pity. But a naive client brings him his first adult case to find out who brutally murdered her boyfriend. The film stars Adam Brody, Sophie Nélisse, and Sarah Sutherland. And available to watch at home today is The Climb.
Mike's in the living room. He got fat, right? Yeah.
Merry Christmas. Merry Jesus.
Is that Mike? He got fat.
Khail and Mike are best friends who share a close bond until Mike sleeps with Khail's fiancée. The film follows their tumultuous but enduring relationship across many years of laughter, heartbreak, and rage. It's also the story of real-life best friends who turn their profound connection into a rich film about the boundaries, or lack thereof, in all close friendships. Alright, well that's it for today, but leave us a comment and let us know what you'll be watching this week. I'm Khail, and I'll see you next time.